So I guess we'll get underway, team. It is there we go. Yeah, it's 2 minutes past. So welcome everyone. Today is Friday, December 15th for me. For many of you, it'll be Thursday, December 14th. This is the fortnightly SIG etcd community meeting. My name is James. I'm a reviewer for the etcd project and a co-chair for SIG etcd. I can see some more folks joining in. Welcome everyone. So we have a shared Google Doc. Anyone can propose a topic. You'll be able to edit in the document if you have subscribed to the etcd Dev Google Groups mailing list. I will just put a link in the chat for the doc if anyone is looking for that. There we go. Okay, so please feel free, add any agenda items for the day. The first one I've got is for KubeCon Europe. So coming up in March 2024, there's a few things we just have to think about before the end of the year. And I know we're really coming up on holiday season, so I want to make sure we try and get these in. So there are, I think, 2 things that are due by the 31st of December, the maintainer track submission, and I think requesting the Contrib Fest. This is probably going to be a question for Marek and possibly also Josh. Welcome, Josh.
Yeah. Hey there. Yeah, those come to the people who are listed as CNCF project maintainers as opposed to the people who are SIG etcd leads, which are 2 slightly different and overlapping groups of people. So I mean, that said, like, I actually have a link to the form because of being a maintainer on a different project, since it's the same form. Yeah, but the more important thing is to actually have our proposals written up and decide who's going to be on them.
So a very quick question to Marek. Have we made any submissions for either Contrib Fest or Maintainer Track talk already?
No. No.
Okay. So let's get those written up. I can do the Contrib Fest one. Like, that's easy to write up. I don't think we need much to write that. I've possibly also got the link to submit it somewhere. I'll have a look at that. Maintainer Track will be the trickier one. Do we have? I know Benjamin wanted to talk about some Bbolt things. Are there other things we really want to cover that we already know about?
Yeah, and one of the things I'm actually going to say is one thing we might think about for the maintainer session. You know, the KubeCon gets more requests for Contrib Fest than there are space for in the conference schedule. And we've gotten Contrib Fest rooms twice in a row. So we have to anticipate that we might not be approved for a Contrib Fest this time around.
It's not guaranteed.
For that reason. Yeah. It's not guaranteed, and because we've gotten 2 of them, we might be at the bottom of the list for the next one. So one possibility for the maintainer session is for the maintainer session to also focus on contributing to etcd. Maybe in some specific area, because it will be only 25 minutes, so we can't cover everything.
There's one other thing, one other lever we may be able to pull on that topic. There's the project meetings, which we haven't made a huge amount
there
of
will be no project meetings.
From.
There will be no project meetings for Paris.
Okay, all right. So we can't try and use that for it. Okay.
Yeah. They didn't go well last KubeCon for the same reasons that we canceled ours. So as I understand it, so what I've been told is that there aren't going to be any. So we won't be able to use it for that. That said, don't forget that we are also entitled to be part of the Kubernetes Contributor Summit. So we can definitely have another session there. And realistically, most of our contributors come from the Kubernetes pool anyway. I guess the other question is, what else would we do a maintainer session about?
We probably could come up with something that we were working on. We are thinking about working on we're planning to there are some progress on downgrade and LiveZ, ReadyZ. Maybe that's some area we can talk about. It will also depends on the progress that we're making.
Okay.
How about I start with
Mm-hmm.
something? And I will add Benjamin, Merrick, Suen, and if they're and we'll see what we can do there. Josh, what do you think?
Yeah. That sounds good. And I can help with drafting because I do a lot of these.
Thank you.
Thanks, team.
Although,
just to
yeah, I go on PTO on the 21st, so please let's get it done late this week or early next week.
Sounds good. Just a quick note. So there was a start of some bullet points there on the who's going to be at KubeCon. In the previous community meeting, we did cover that as well, and there's a bit of a list in there. So feel free to add to that.
Yeah, except only 3 of us who are regular contributors I said we were going to be there. We had a bunch of other people who were saying they were going to be there, but are not. Oh, wait, no, Mofi. Okay, yeah, but are brand new to the project. And it'll be so. I mean, like Marek, are you going to be in Paris?
Not sure yet. I don't have.
Okay.
We can put as TBD. I mean, we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Travel
Same.
budgets have not been approved yet. Got it.
Yeah.
The okay.
And there are CFP submitted. We probably won't know until later. So let's just put tentatively.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, team. So I'm just conscious of time jumping forward. The next item on the agenda, we've got next steps for making the etcd storage resource available. So this is one of the last kind of PRs that Piotr raised, and it's an extraordinary resource. Actually, maybe I'll just momentarily bring it up so everyone can see what I'm talking about. One moment, let's share that screen. Okay, hopefully folks can see the shared screen. Maybe someone give me a quick thumbs up.
Yep.
Yep, cool. Okay, so this is a PR that was originally raised against etcd.io etcd main repository, adding a markdown file. It's some wonderful documentation that I'll bring in a second on etcd storage backend, and there's sort of a discussion in that PR that we should make it as something that's available as a learning resource on our website. If I just jump to this Netlify preview, yeah. So thanks to Ivan, who is on the call, who has kind of transposed this over to the etcd website, put it under the learning resources, and kind of got it all ready to go. I think it looks really good, but this is just a request to Marek, but also Benjamin, and I'll probably chuck a quick comment in the PR, just to have a read following the work around v2 deprecation and making sure everything is still current. But I think this is going to be an extraordinary resource if we can get this merged and available for everyone. So I'll drop a comment in there. If you're curious or want to have a read, please go have a look through, give us feedback. It would be awesome to get that merged. So that's that one, just really quick. Next, I've got a question. So we're coming up on holiday season. Folks are going to be away for Christmas and their holiday celebrations. Are we going to cancel either of the next 2 weekly meetings? So next week is a triage meeting, and the week following is a community meeting. Are we going to go ahead, or are we going to cancel?
I'm not going to make either, for what it's worth.
Neither will I.
Might be nice to have a break for at least one of those. Merrick, are you going to be around, or are you going to be on holiday?
I should be around for them. Yeah. Yeah, I will be. I should be.
I will
I
be
could
here
join.
next week. I don't know about the following week.
Okay,
James, how
so
about
it sounds
you?
like
Yeah.
so I'm going to be away next week, which is a triage meeting. So I'm going to propose maybe we cancel that, and then we could resume. What are we? So on the 29th of December, sorry, 28th. That'll be for many people for a community meeting. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put out a note about that and cancel the triage meeting for next week. Hope everyone has a wonderful break, and we can resume after the holiday celebrations at the end of the month. Okay, open agenda team. We have like 15 minutes. What does everyone else want to chat about? Is there anything else on the agenda for today?
Surely we have something in flight, PR wise. Go ahead, Bogdan.
I guess since nobody really volunteered, I'm gonna ask a couple questions. So, like in general, what people think of like goals for next year? In like, do you have something you want to do, or like I think my goal is to maybe try to contribute more to stability. Maybe if I have time to loss, but I don't know if I get to it. But maybe people can talk about their next year goals.
The big one I'm intending to work on next is performance qualification. Like it's been brought up at the last couple of KubeCons. A lot of folks really want to have it addressed. We have an open issue with an idea, and over the holiday break, over some of the spare time kind of coming up early in the new year, that's something I'm going to be working on. There's going to be some good first issues and some help wanted coming out of that for newer contributors that are interested in putting that together as well. But the fundamental idea is, you know, from PR to PR and just on a schedule as well over time, we should be able to really easily understand whether or not we're introducing performance regressions and overall how XD is tracking. So that's something that I'm going to be working on. There's obviously
Is there like other projects that do something like this already that we can? What is the goal in this?
I'm intending to borrow with pride from the great work that the scalability folks have been doing. They've got a nice way of visualizing what they call the dimensions for performance, and then making that visualized, you know, through the KX perf dash. And I'm very conscious a lot of folks have gone here already and put together, like, you know, etcd tools benchmark and the RW heat maps, and there's the old maintainer repo that we were maybe going to archive that kind of tackled some of this as well. So a good part of this is going to be reviewing all of that and seeing what I can just reuse rather than trying to reinvent. But, yeah.
Right. Sounds good.
Couple of things that we think need to be done is, like, based on the 3.6 roadmap, we need to work on V2 deprecation, we need to work on downgrade. And there is something pending for BBoat. Benjamin will be working on BBoat with some of his mentees. Merrick will be working on downgrade with Suyuan for now. And we need people to work on V2 deprecation. We don't know. All right, I'm sorry. There are some hands. I just cutting. What's the next thing in line? Nitish or Hung? I'm not sure who.
I think Nitish was next. Okay, Nitish.
Yes, I was curious to know, like, are there any specific issues that the team is particularly focusing on to trying to solve? When I say like the issues, it does not mean like any good first issues. It can be any of the types. So, like, are there any such issues that the team is trying to focus on or solve these issues? Because yeah, because since it will be off for the December, I guess within a couple of weeks. So I was thinking of why not if I dig deeper into the ETCT and try to come up with the approach to solve certain issues that the team is trying to solve.
I would say out the gate the fundamental priority is release 3.6, and there is a GitHub milestone with a list of issues for 3.6. The challenge is a good number of those are extraordinarily complex issues, and they take a lot to work through. But I would invite you to have a look at the 3.6 roadmap and the 3.6 milestone in the GitHub issues view. You can also just filter by help wanted labels. That's kind of like the next progression forward from like a good first issue. But yeah, the 3.6 milestone is pretty important.
So I have a couple thoughts. One, I think we should try for tighter coupling with Kubernetes, like inheriting their best practices next year, like feature gates, how to integrate that with etcd. Also the storage layer stuff that that Merrick was working on, the etcd interface to the storage layer. I think those are some notable things that we should probably try to incorporate.
If we do the ETC or the storage layer, I mean like the etcd, do you have okay?
No. The storage, what I was talking about was the K8s API etcd contract. Let me dig up the doc.
Got it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
So 2 more hands raised. Yeah. Well, how about the etcd? What so I think it's an interesting project, but I struggle to find, like, we're probably not going to deploy it right away, I think. So I'm just struggling to find like a use case, I guess. But do you have a, if we're gonna do it next year, let's say, or in some shape or form, do you have a like a production use case that you can talk about? I don't know, maybe some of them.
Well, specifically, the lower memory footprint was one angle, but C1 did some analysis on it, and I don't know if you have it in a doc or anything, but
yeah, I added some comments in the pull request. So basically, a lot of the memory usage is not directly from the backend. It's mostly inherent to etcd itself. So if you want to get some benefits both with the etcd, we might need to make some changes to the way etcd works. So that's very big changes.
But these are good. These are good findings, because we basically discovered that etcd is consuming a lot more memory in certain code paths than it should be.
Right. No, I think that the use case is valid, and it's just if how we're gonna do it, just more like release it and then people will come and try to use it, or you already have like somebody waiting to use it right away in production when it's ready. That's what I'm trying to...
I mean, it would be opt-in, I think. So I think the default flag would just be to use both. we can probably upstream the interface immediately because there hasn't been any performance regressions from my tests from having an interface layer between Bolt and the etcd layer. So we can probably upstream that, and then we can do some more tests on what we need to refactor in order to actually get the memory footprint down in etcd, which benefits everyone because this is in core etcd too.
Okay, well, it will be probably so we'll to upstream it, right? We need the snapshots and sort of clean up the PRC you have for the interface, right? Probably add some tests. I don't know if they're all passing and stuff.
Yeah.
Correct? And then like all the config flags and maybe sort of I think there's some other little things. So it will be quite a undertaking, right?
I mean, it depends. It depends. Like we can stage in just the bbolt interface change without necessarily allowing for plumbing of customizing the backend. I mean, I personally like that because I find it easier to reason about where the interactions occur between etcd and the storage layer, because you basically put that interface into a single spot.
Got it. So that still requires the snapshot, or
No, because it
can-
would be using Bolt, and therefore the snapshots just work.
okay, still doing the same. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, that sounds good. I guess. And then what Mark or will people actually have time to maybe? I mean, there'll be a lot of reviews probably. Like will people be able to review it?
Hopefully we can grow the community enough so we have more reviewers next year. Yeah.
I think it comes back a little bit to the 3.6 thing. Like I think that has to be the priority. But yeah, if we can get some more folks involved, we can do more things. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
my findings from issue and investigation, or I try to look at it over like etcd behavior, and I found like it's surprising. Surprisingly, I found a couple of inefficiency or like decisions depending on edge, or in some edge cases, really inefficient behavior from etcd. And I was surprised by it, and so the Xuan went into conclusion that it's not clear that we will get benefit like by directly replacing the backend. But my main finding is that we need James. We need a unified performance qualification to have it. To have the results and analysis, or to make clear where are the etcd performance gaps, and to make it available for everyone. Because if we have so much low hanging fruit, then it means that it's just too hard to either do such analysis, or it's hard to find what are, it's hard for us to define what are interesting edge cases, or what are edge cases that really happen in production, and to make sure that we not only, let's say, work well in most cases, but we work well in all cases. Like here, I think I sent both, or I sent 2 issues recently about etcd performance, and it was really surprising for me like how that those gaps were not detected before. One is the Kubernetes uses pref-key, which is apparently pretty inefficient in etcd, the implementation, and so everyone uses watch, but no one configures in benchmarking pref-key, which is used by Kubernetes, which means we've never optimized this path. And second is the the fact that etcd stores fall wall in memory, which can grow into like gigabytes easily. So I think many, or fact that we are looking at the same problem of etcd being accused of having a bloated memory in some cases, possibly there could be multiple different approaches or multiple different causes of this. The problem is that we don't have tools to have for everyone to unite and have a same opinion of it, and it would be very useful to have a one view and one way for everyone to see the same results, or propose a new scenarios so everyone can share their we can incorporate ideas for performance goals from for etcd from everyone, so it will be more democratic performance than everyone pushing in their own dimension.
And a very quick thank you to Mofi for potentially volunteering to look at that particular performance issue around write-ahead logs in memory. So, yeah. Thanks, team. We have a grand total of 2 minutes left. Any other very quick topics to...
Regarding the goal for next year, I put some point of contact, and I'll leave to all the point of contact to decide if they need any help. And if you need any help, looks like there are people from community who want to help. Maybe like the owner could, shout out if they want people to help, and the people who want to help on certain cases, please put your name there, and then maybe we can start to at least like attach you on the PRs or issues, or invite you to a different design discussion and get things going. How about that?
Thanks, Wendy. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah. Okay, so just one very trivial question to close out. Team, I'm stuck behind the 2FA prompt for Zoom login to get our recordings and get them uploaded to YouTube. A very quick request to Marek. I'm about to hit like a resend prompt. Can you log into the maintainer inbox and send me the...
It's not, yeah, let me explain. It's not an inbox. Stuff gets forwarded.
Okay.
So it gets forwarded to the list of people who are listed as CNCF etcd project maintainers.
So this is rather interesting because I'm in the project maintainers CSV for CNCF/foundation.
Okay.
But I don't get any message if I try and log in.
Okay. Well, in that case, if you are now listed as a CNCF project maintainer, and you're not getting the notification, then the next thing to do is to, I mean, for right now, you want to actually work with Marek or whoever to get stuff done.
Yep.
But you also want to file a ticket with the CNCF to say, hey, I'm listed as a maintainer, but I'm not getting this email.
Okay, so is that
so
through
they'll
the
fix it.
standard service desk? I've got access to that.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, cool. I can do that. Easy.
Cool.
All right, so I will hit resend, and
Yeah.
Marek, please send me some numbers. Cool. Thanks, team. So I think that is us for today. We're about 1 minute over. Huge thanks for everyone showing up and raising your agenda items and good discussion. We won't have a session next week. We'll resume in 2 weeks' time. Hope everyone has a wonderful holiday break, and we'll see you again very soon. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.